Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our respectful panels. Dr. Nazira binti Muhammad Said. I am Farhana and the topic that we chose is Hibah Takaful Products in Kelantan, an empirical study of Muslim consumers in Kelantan. As you know, our supervisor is Dr. Nur Nadia binti Nordin. I would like to introduce myself again. My name is Nur Farhana binti Jamaluddin and my metric number is A20A1815. I am the first presenter and there are 3 chapters that we will present, which are Introduction, Literature Review and Research Methods. Chapter 1, Introduction. Moving to the next slide, background of the study. Takaful is not a religious product, it is a secular one. It is accessible to everyone, regardless of their religious affiliation. It makes a huge and substantial contribution to the financial sector. Takaful, which offers greater value-added content than insurance, is the best option for those looking to protect their finances from unforeseen catastrophe. However, Malaysians are not as familiar with Takaful as they should be. Therefore, this study aims to contribute to the existing literature by providing empirical evidence about the awareness, attitude and the level of understanding of Muslim consumers in Kelantan toward Hibah Takaful products. Next is the problem statement. There is still a lack of empirical evidence regarding Kelantan Muslim consumers' awareness, attitudes and perception toward Hibah Takaful products among the Muslims in regarding Takaful, and around half of the Muslim respondents are uncertain whether it is even in line with Sharia. I will continue with research questions. The following questions were developed in order to meet the above research objectives. What is the level awareness of Muslim consumers in Kelantan towards Hibah Takaful products? Secondly, what are the factors that influence Muslim consumers in Kelantan perception and attitude towards Hibah Takaful products? Thirdly, what is the level of adoption of Hibah Takaful products among Muslim consumers in Kelantan? And the last one, what is the relationship between religious belief and the purchase intention of Hibah Takaful products among Muslim consumers in Kelantan? Okay, let's continue with research objectives. The main goal of this study is to investigate Hibah Takaful products in Kelantan, an empirical study of Muslim consumers in Kelantan. Next, there are 5 general objectives of the study attempted to. Firstly, to investigate the level of awareness of Muslim consumers in Kelantan towards Hibah Takaful products. Secondly, to identify the factors that influence Muslim consumers in Kelantan perception and attitude towards Hibah Takaful products. Thirdly, to determine the level of adoption of Hibah Takaful products among Muslim consumers in Kelantan. Fourthly, to examine the relationship between religious belief and the purchase intention of Hibah Takaful products among Muslim consumers in Kelantan. And the last one is to provide insights and recommendations for Takaful operators and policymakers to improve the awareness and adoption of Hibah Takaful products among Muslim consumers in Kelantan. Moving to the scope of the study. The study is a survey and uses quantitative methods to examine the level of awareness of Muslim consumers in Kelantan towards Hibah in Takaful products. As for significance of study, it is to raise awareness of learning the Hibah Takaful so that they will know that the Takaful compensation money will be received by the heirs within a week to a month. Besides that, Hibah Takaful indicates that in the case of the Takaful policy holder's death, compensation money will be sent directly from the Takaful firm to the Takaful policy holder's heirs. For definition of term, Hibah is a will that specifies a person's voluntary transfer of ownership of his property to another person while he is still alive without compensation, while Hibah Takaful means the grant of Takaful benefits by the Takaful participant to the nominee according to the conditional Hibah if the takaful participant dies. In this mode of thought, awareness and consciousness are related and indicate a necessary engagement, such as a sense or an instinct that enhances the phenomenon's experience. Attitude is often broken down into three categories: affective, like and dislikes, feelings or illicit emotions, behavioral acts or intense exhibit towards things based on cognitive and affective reactions, and cognitive perceptions and beliefs. The level of understanding in the context of this study relates to the extent to which Malaysian Muslim customers are aware of hibah takaful. So that's all from me. I'm going to pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Farhana binti Muhammad Zain. My matric number A20A181C. I as a presenter 2 would like to present Chapter 2 Literature Review. Underpinning Theory. Theory of Hibah Takaful. The term takaful describes a situation in which is a group of people pool their resources to safeguard one another from harm or loss. The cornerstone of it is adherence to Sharia or Islamic law. It is nonetheless free from riba interest, al-maisi gambling, and al-gara uncertainty, all of which are forbidden in Islam. In the context of Islam, hibah refers to the voluntarily giving of property ownership to someone else while the settler it is alive without expecting anything in return to retaliation called iwat and giving it to whatever the donor choose even if that person does not have any family ties to him. The word hibah derived from the Arabic word wahaba, which is donate and taking giving. Empirical literature. Hibah takaful product among Muslim consumers in Kelantan. Understanding is a psychological process in which ideas are used to symbolize an impersonal or concrete thing like a person, circumstance, or message. Knowing is the interaction between the knower and the thing being known. The system thinking methodology, which focuses on how this work is connected to the level of understanding, according to Muhammad Asni and Sulong 2019, defines hibah as an act of free gift giving by the donor that is completed while the giver is still alive and without any kind of payment from the recipient. Akad tabaruk. Awareness, a setting for your action to provided by awareness, which is an empathic comprehension on how others think and behave, according to Durish and Bellotti 1992. According to Cambridge Word Reference Papadaki 2019, awareness can be information about what happened or consideration of a situation or other topic at the data time that the data or inclusion is made. Built on this foundation is the understanding that Muslim consumers in Kelantan are more likely to affirm hibah takaful product when they are aware of them. This led to the following theory being formed. H1 is awareness has a significant influence of hibah takaful product.
Assalamualaikum. I am presenter 3. My name is Nur Fatia binti Muhammad Sofi. My matric number is A20A1817. Next is attitude. Attitude may well be an arrangement to performance unequivocally or antagonistically to certain positions concurring with Sanaf. Attitudes toward Islamic overseeing and account are setting particular and diverse from ardent concepts undoubtedly construct on one's sincere feelings. Religiosity has restrained natural and outward feelings and attitudes about religion. Subsequently, it is coherent to content that when related to devout attitudes, attitudes about Islamic overseeing and account are extra noteworthy and detailed mechanism which are forecast by conduct. The theory was made which is attitudes have significant influence on hibah takaful product. Next, level of understanding. The level of understanding refers to the depth and breadth of comprehension or knowledge that an individual or entity possesses on a particular topic or subject matter. The level of understanding can vary depending on various factors such as prior knowledge, education, experience, cognitive abilities, and the amount of time and effort devoted to studying or exploring the subject. It can range from a basic awareness or familiarity with a topic to a comprehensive and nuanced comprehension that allows for critical thinking, analysis, and application of knowledge. Understanding the administration and implementation of hibah involve understanding that hibah does not have its own status in Malaysia. It is worth mentioning that despite the fact that suggestions for Hiba law have been presented on several occasions and at seminars since 2004, these recommendations have gone unheeded by legislators. Then we have hypothesis statement. A hypothesis statement is a proposed explanation or prediction that guides scientific research and experimentation. It establishes the relationship between variables and serves as a starting point for investigation and analysis. For hypothesis 1, there is a positive and significant relationship between awareness toward the Muslim consumer in Kelantan about hibah takaful. Hypothesis 2, there is a positive and significant relationship between attitudes toward the Muslim consumer in Kelantan about hibah takaful. And hypothesis 3, there is a positive and significant relationship between level of understanding toward the Muslim consumer in Kelantan about hibah takaful. Then we have conceptual framework. Figure 2.1 shows the theoretical framework which consists of the dependent variable which is the hibah takaful product among Muslim consumer in Kelantan. Also independent variables are awareness, attitudes and level of understanding.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nurjana Syairah binti Muhammad Zani with metric number A20A1813. I'm the fourth presenter and I want to present chapter 3, which is research methodology. First is the research design. Research designs discuss the overall structure of the investigation as it pertains to the application since its determination specifies the type of education and the results. The goal of this investigation is to better realize the factors influencing hibah takaful product among Malaysian Muslim consumers in Kelantan as well as to inform Muslim consumers about hibah. Due to the fact that this study will employ primary data and secondary data in terms of socioeconomics, a quantitative methodology is used in this research study. Other than that is data collection methods. The primary data is info that has been obtained specifically for additional analysis to produce outcomes once the issue has been resolved. Information on awareness, attitudes, and level of understandings about the hibah were gathered as a chosen audience for the survey's objectives. A questionnaire will be used to accumulate the information for this investigation. If they meet the requirements and research objectives, a total of 388 persons will get the questionnaire. Residents of Kelantan will get the questionnaire. The questionnaire emphasizes the purpose of the education and the concealment of the data provided by respondents. Secondary data is information that has been found as of primary basis and is obtainable for researchers to utilize in their particular study. 3.4 Study population. A population is a group of people, whether it be a nation or a collection of people with similar characteristics. Takaful, which was introduced in 1984, now has a 15.2% penetration rate among Malaysians compared to 16% of the Muslim population. We focus our study on the people of Kelantan. Kelantan has a population of 2 million people according to the 2019 quarter 4 population statistics. Malays account for 95% of the population, with Chinese 3.8%, Indians 0.3%, and other ethnicities 0.9% following. 3.5 Sample size. The number of people included in a sample size is referred to as the sample size in market research. In terms of sample size, the study projected that 384 Muslim consumers in Kelantan were chosen to reflect the population in the study. 3.6 is sampling technique. Sampling is an important component of every research study. The correct sampling strategy may make or break the validity of your study, thus it's critical to select the correct method for each question. Sampling is a mechanism for selecting individual members or a subset of a population in order to make statistical inferences and estimate population characteristics. 3.7. In research instrument development, we use questionnaire survey and design. Questionnaires are regarded to be appropriate data gathering procedures in a survey with a somewhat large sample size. In this study, we use questionnaires to collect all the data and also as a tool that consists of a number of questions intended to gather all of the important data from our respondents of our Hibah Takabul's research. Next is pilot study. In this research, a tool called pilot test must be conducted after the initial version of the questionnaire has been put up before a large-scale survey is conducted. The pre-testing of the questionnaires before distribution to respondents is the goal of pilot research. 3.8. Measurement of the variable. First is nominal scale. The nominal scale, which lacks any numerical characteristic like gender, marital status, occupational classifications, or educational level, is the most basic type of scale or measurement. Next is interval scale. Interval scale means that it gives the highest level of measurement. This questionnaire used a Likert scale of 5. Scale 1 represents strongly disagree and scale 5 represents strongly agree.